sasabihin ko sana magandang Monday. Pero baka sabihin nyo parang radyo na lang tayo. Anyway, happy Monday sa inyong lahat. Welcome ulit sa isang edition ng live interviews natin. We're streaming on 3 different platforms this evening. Mukhang nasasanay na tayo sa ganito. Mukhang nawiwili na tayo. But yes, we're live inside the community, sa freelance movement community. We're also live sa page ni John. And we've also got our YouTube stream going on. So kung hindi nyo kami makita sa Facebook on either the community and the page, you guys can head on to YouTube. It's the Freelance Movement. You can search it. Makikita nyo kami doon. Also, I think if you guys were tuning in kanina bago ako magsalita, you can see our handles sa Instagram. You can follow us there. Talagang feel ko na to kasi pang YouTube. So sa YouTube, click subscribe, yung notification icon natin para you'll get notified pagka may mga bago tayo mga videos. So happy Monday ulit sa inyo. Teka, tingnan natin sila nandito. May lito na ako kasi I'm watching 2 different screens. Kung may naririnig kayong umuubo, hindi ako yun hindi, mabuti naman pala. Okay. Anyway, so we've got, tingnan natin dito, 48 people on the community watching, mga 50 plus dito sa page natin. Hello lang muna tayo. Hello sa inyong lahat. Hi Charlene. Si Charlene, grabe ang commitment nito sa pagpapanood ng mga interview natin. Talaga namang every week nandun siya. Pero we've got some new people as well. Lalo na sa page natin kasi obviously anybody can watch. We've got sino ba nandito? Si Nessel. Hirap mga pangalan nyo. Pinapahirapan nyo talaga ako. Shella is here. We've got Joylyn, Mary Jean Gonzalez. Hello sa'yo. We've got Joji, si Frederick. And doon naman sa kabila, we've got si Anthony. Manette is watching as well. Sandra Imperial. Parang feeling ko newscaster to. Si Sandra Imperial. Pangalan ng newscaster. Oy, TL Chelsea is watching us. Hello, TL Chelsea. We've got si Jello, si Alan watching. Diba? Now, because we are broadcasting from the page, kung doon kayo nanonood, guys, you can actually share this with anybody on Facebook. So if you want to do that, please do so now para makita nila tong live video natin that's going on. In a few minutes, we will be bringing out yung guest natin for this evening's interview. So you have enough time to share the video sa mga kakilala nyo, mga kaibigan nyo. Whether they are freelancers or gusto pa lang nila maging freelancers, you can invite them to watch this. So yeah, by all means, tag people kung nasa community kayo or even on the page, tag people so they can watch and share the video. Para dumami rin yung makapanood ng interview natin for this evening. It's gonna be value-packed once again. We, as you know naman, pag nag-invite kami ng mga guests natin dito sa interview, we try to make sure na these people, first of all, are walking the talk or talking the walk. Well, baliktad yata, no? But basically, they're gonna be sharing a lot of tips, a lot of actionable tips and strategies with everybody. Hello sa Leia. Hello, Cleo. Hi, Queenie. Hi, Chris. Happy Monday sa inyong lahat. So yeah, please tag people and share nyo na rin yung live video natin that's ongoing. Okay? See here. Let me try to, I don't know if you guys can see me clearly. Kung okay yung audio ko or if it disappeared. Okay, hopefully it did. Yung video ko yata medyo pixelated na naman yung video ko. Hindi ko alam kung bakit talaga, sa totoo lang. Pero if you're watching, pasensya na kayo. Sobra na daw. Ay, hindi, joke. Grabe naman. Sino pa ba nandito? Let's check out who's here. I think a few of our guests, friends rather, are gonna be watching tonight. Syempre, susupport sa guest natin for this evening. Ang dami na pala. Sabi ni Sandra, hindi daw pala siya newscaster. Okay. Yun. Okay. Oy, si Coach Carlo, Cap Carlo is watching. O, di ba? Medyo... At si Mama Roxy is watching as well. Kasi they're proud parents dito sa ating guest for this evening. Si Coach Carlo Mercado, for those of you who don't know, one of the coaches sa loob ng Freelance Movement Tribe, is in fact one of the coaches nitong guest natin. And si Miss Roxy, who you guys know sa community, is also one of the mentors naman. We refer to them as TLs, but they're mentors basically sa loob ng community natin. Maraming fans talaga tong guest natin O apo ka daw. If you're listening, nakikinig naman na yung guest natin, she's just backstage. I've always wanted to say that, backstage siya. Dami nanonood. Anyway, you know what? Let's bring her out kasi it doesn't make sense. Pero before I bring her out, just to make sure that you guys are ready. Okay? Just to make sure everybody's ready to listen to our guest this evening. Pa-comment lang guys ng 3K. That's 3K. Tama ba yung ginagawa ko? Hindi ko alam. 3K. Para alam ko lang na ready kayo to listen. And then I'll bring her out as soon as I see your comments coming up dito sa screen. So just comment 3K. Mukhang wala pa. Mukhang hindi natin itutuloy itong interview pag walang 3K. Diba? Yun, Yun, meron na. Okay. Medyo dumadami na. At least nakikinig sila. Okay, dumami na. Just keep commenting para just to let me know that you guys are ready. Saktong-sakto rin to. We'll go ahead and bring out our guest. Yun. Nice. All set. Ready na. Excited na tayo. Si Kat, grabe naman yung dami ng K mo. Diba? 3K lang. KKK. Sweet. Nice. All right, let's bring her out then. Yung guest natin for this evening, you guys already know kasi nakita nyo naman sa teaser. But I'd like to welcome our guest for tonight's interview, Regina. Hi, Regina.
Hi, Tito Ron.
Talagang yung Tito Ron na yan, hindi na nawala yan Oo. Anyway, I'm good with that. Kamusta ka this evening?
Okay naman. Okay naman. Buhay na buhay pa.
Chilling sa iyong magandang crib Kita ko yung background mo. Talagang Architect's Paradise.
Dream house yan. Dream
house. Kamusta ka? How did your day go?
How did my day go? Sobrang okay siya kasi nung weekend, complete yung family namin. So, nag-bonding kami buong weekend, tapos board games, nag-inuman, tapos pwedeng gumising na late, pero pagising ko, nag-exercise ako.
Nax. So, inuman the night before, tas exercise the following.
Exercise,
Talaga lang.
Hindi ko kasi nagagawa yun dati. Pero, ayun. So, maganda yung exercise ko kanina.
Parang feeling ko mahirap mag-board games pag lasing ka or nakainom ka.
Depende sa'yo. Ako kasi lumalakas yung loob ko pag nag-board games ako ng lasing. So, mas gumagaling ako.
So, yun yung secret weapon mo para manalo ka doon sa board game.
Exactly, yun.
Oo. Sige na nga. Okay. Anyway, before we dive right into the interview and ask you yung mga questions about your journey in freelancing, siguro para lang for the few people who don't know you, kasi marami nang nakakilala sa'yo, maybe do a quick intro for us. Who is Reg? What do you exactly do as a freelancer? Para at least alam nila.
Okay, sige. Hi everyone. Hi Tito Ron. Ako si Reg. Reg Ongkiko. I'm a content writer and content strategist for ang market ko usually ang market ko ay B2B businesses, specifically technology businesses and SaaS, software as a service businesses. Ayun. So I've been doing that for I think more than 3 years na, more than 3 to 4 years na ako nag-freelance on the side. Pero yung full-time na freelancing, na-start ko lang siya this year actually.
Oh, this year as in start of this year?
Yes, kasi nag-resign ako for my full-time job after 2 months of being in Tribe. Ayun.
Oh, okay. So, teka lang. I didn't know that. I had no idea. You actually joined the tribe just late last year.
Yes, November, start of November.
Okay. For those of you who are watching, lalo na sa page natin, you guys probably have no idea what we're saying. Yung tribe is basically a paid membership, parang community, okay, where freelancers get, mga tips, mga resources to catapult ika nga yung kanilang freelancing into stratospheric heights. Sabay ganun no? Anyway, but that's interesting. So, does that mean, Reg, na kung November lang, were you one of those who attended the orientation with me?
Yes, kayo po yung nag-orient sa akin.
Okay. Very good to know that. At least, di ba, may pakinabang talaga yung ginagawa ko. Kahit pa paano may... Don't tell me wala ka natutunan. May natutunan ka naman sa orientation.
Meron naman, syempre.
Okay, sige. Very good. Oh, yun. At least pasaya na ako pagka sinabi mo yun. Anyway, so, let's start off by just really quickly telling everybody what your story was. And let's start off, nasa preview natin to, sa teaser natin. Essentially ba, since graduating college, did you start working corporate agad or yung mga typical na mga trabaho?
Corporate agad, I think kasi super excited ako mag-work. I think I've always been a workaholic kahit nung college. Pag mga gawain sa org, ganyan, maano talaga ako, workaholic talaga. So, pagka-graduate, I think hindi ako nagpahinga, nag-apply na ako agad sa different kinds of jobs. And my dream was really to work for an ad agency. So, ayun, I think I spent the first year out of college working for advertising agencies as an account manager. Tapos, ayun, super na-stress ako kasi although gusto ko yung industry, gusto ko yung work, nasa-stress ako sa industry itself, sobrang toxic, sobrang, alam mo yung Tito Ron, parang uuwi ako ng 9 p.m., minsan
Yep.
3 a.m. akong uuwi, tapos kailangan kong pumasok ng 8 a.m. kasi may pitch. Yun.
Yeah.
Mga ganon. So, hindi ko kinaya, although enjoy. So, I moved back to my hometown and then I decided to take up my master's degree. At the same time, free yung master's degree ko kasi I was working for the university. So, parang perks siya. So, I worked there for 5, I think almost 6 years as a government employee sa State University.
Right, right. So, pero speaking of, just going back to what you were saying, sa ad world, sa advertising, and I have quite a few friends in advertising, it's a very fast-paced rather na industry, di ba? Tapos yun nga, ang daming tight deadlines, ang daming deliverables. You have to deal with a lot of different, mga vendors yata. Tama ba? If I'm not mistaken, may mga ganun kayo.
Tsaka yung mga clients, mga events.
Yeah.
Ayun.
So at a very early age, yun kaagad yung sabak mo kumbaga sa employment sa real world.
Pangarap ko talaga siya eh. Akala ko.
Was there any reason why you wanted that career kumbaga?
Yung sa totoo lang, yung creativity kasi, parang I've always considered myself a creative. Sobrang hilig ko makipag-brainstorm, makipag-collaborate with different kinds of people. Gusto ko yung marketing itself. Gusto ko yung marami akong naiisip na ideas for a brand or for a client. So sobrang gusto ko yung ganong part ng work. So feeling ko nung time na yun, sa ad agency ko siya makukuha.
Right. Okay. Teka, another thing I wanted to ask you, are you the type na introvert or medyo extrovert ka? Kasi you mentioned that you like talking about ideas with people. So is that part of, ibig sabihin ba nun, you love being around people and discussing things with them, kumbaga?
Yes, in a sense, I always call myself an extrovert. Pero may mga times na gusto kong mag-isa lang ako. Lalo na pag, kunyari when I'm writing or when I'm really doing work na walang kinalaman sa ibang tao na hindi ko kailangan ng ka-meeting, ganun. Gusto ko talaga na may time ako to focus. So I also value my, ano ba yung tawag nila ngayon doon? I also value my me time. Me time.
Yung quiet time mo.
Yun, ayun.
Cool, that's good to know. Teka, I just want to make sure I see all the comments. Parang nalilito ako kasi yung screen ko, maliit lang siya. But I want to make sure kasi na, because later on, by the way guys, if you're watching, I'll invite you guys to ask maybe a question or two. I'll pick among the questions that are going to be sent in through the live chat. Kung meron kayong tanong specifically for Reg, pwede nyo itanong. But really what we're going to be focusing on tonight is we're going to find out kung ano ba yung mga ginawa. What steps did Reg have to take in order for her to escape yung kanyang current situation, which was medyo very storied din yung kanyang journey kasi from corporate, as I understand, she eventually ended up working for the government pa. Tama ba?
Opo, sa university.
Yon, so sa university. So medyo marami ring pinagdaanan. Pero on the side, during the whole time that you were working, you've always wanted to do your own thing, kumbaga. So you always had
Mm.
this side hustle that you were doing, diba? Kwento mo nga sa amin yon. How did that start? Kailan ka nag-umpisa na mag-isip na parang, apart from my full-time job, I'll try something on the side?
Siguro nung college for a time nagsusulat na rin ako, pero parang ano lang yun, mga I think a few months para lang may extra baon, extra
Mhm.
panggala with friends, gano'n. Pero nung sa working na talaga, I think it started nung bumalik ako sa Los Baños for, working for the government. Kasi nga I mentioned kanina na medyo may pagka-workaholic ako. So, usually 'pag may downtime minsan like weekends, gano'n, lagi ako naghahanap ng gagawin. And
Mhm.
then nung sa government job kasi although it's stable, yun daw yung reason, parang a lot of my titas, titos, they always told me na maganda na may job ka sa government kasi super stable pag nag-retire ka. Kasi maganda yung benefits, gano'n.
Mhm.
And even though hindi daw mataas yung base pay. So,
Yeah.
okay lang naman. So, nung time na yun na-enjoy ko siya kasi I was able to take my masters for free. Pero at the same time, kulang kasi talaga kasi siyempre I really wanted na eventually to have my own house, my own lot, gano'n. And then I have 2 dogs pa.
Mhm.
So, kulang talaga yung kinikita ko nung time na yun. So, sabi ko, ano ba yung puwede kong gawin to earn additional money? So, ayun, medyo marami naman akong skills pero hindi ako gano'n kagaling. Parang may mga alam lang akong gawin na natutunan ko nung college. So, I could write, I know how to lay out magazines,
Yep.
newsletters, konting graphic design, konting social media. Basically yung mga natutunan ko din sa ad agency. So,
Mhm.
nag-try ako mag-apply online. Ano pa yung ina-applyan ko nun, eh, wala pang Upwork nun, I think, or hindi ko lang alam. Sa Craigslist pa ako nag-a-apply dati.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What
Yun.
what year was this, Reg?
2013 onwards, I think, mga gano'n. 2013
Yeah.
onwards. So,
I
since
think wala
2013,
pang Upwork. I think they were known as Odesk back
Odesk.
then, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Pero parang nag-umpisa talaga na mag-boom yung mga platforms, I think around 2014,
Mm,
2015 was when it started. So you started really early, ah?
pero yun nga, I started really early kasi wala, ano lang apply ako ng apply sa lahat ng makita ko na feeling ko kaya ko,
Yep,
a-applyan ko.
yep. That's, I think, yun nga, to a degree, you had an advantage kasi siguro super active ka in school, sabi mo nga sa mga orgs, and you were able to kahit papaano learn a few things na pwede mong gamitin, kumbaga sa real world na mga application. Pero so when you really started going, parang naging seryoso ka na sa freelancing was just last year, tama ba?
20 yung siguro yung start na nag-decide ako magseryoso talaga to really look for, yung full-time na freelance opportunities, 2018.
Oh, okay.
2018, early 2018 kasi although nung time na yun wala pa talaga, parang, may mga pabugso-bugsong racket pa yung tawag before. Pero
Yeah.
start of 2018, I decided na ayoko nang magstay sa office, like hindi ito yung magiging buhay ko, hindi ako magre-retire sa office. A big factor of that was yung boyfriend ko kasi, so, more than 10 years na kasi kami. Ang plano talaga namin in the future was to settle down in Mindanao, sa Bukidnon.
Mhm.
And parang yung struggle ko nun as an individual, I really like working in marketing, in advertising, yung gano'n. And wala namang masyadong, opportunities for gano'ng industry sa Mindanao.
Right.
So sabi ko, if I want to keep doing what I love doing, but located anywhere, I will have to be a full-time freelancer.
Mhm.
So sabi ko, okay, I'll put in the work. Apply lang ako ng apply sa Craigslist lahat. Sabi ko, papatusin ko lahat ng makita ko at lahat ng tatanggap sa akin. Hanggang sa yung kita ko sa freelance, mas malaki na sa kita ko sa office.
Yeah,
And
right.
pero
So
never siya nangyari.
that was the plan. Ay, hindi nangyari, okay.
Hindi
Pero
nangyari.
what were some of the common jobs that you were able to land during that time na nag-start ka ng 2018 na parang siseryosohin mo na siya?
Writing kasi yun talaga yung isa sa, mga skills na pinaka-confident ako. And I
Mhm.
think malaki din kasi talaga yung demand sa content writing. Hindi ko pa siya naiintindihan when I started. Hindi ko yung knowing what I know now, hindi ko pa alam na gano'n talaga siya ka-in demand kasi nga sobrang sobrang laki pala ng value na nabi-bring niya sa business. Hindi ko alam yun
Right.
before. Basta sa'kin lang, marunong akong magsulat, kailangan niyo ng magsusulat, so hire me.
Right, exactly, no. Pero I read also na at one point you were really charging super low rates.
Mhm.
Tama ba? Doon sa mga
Mm.
projects na kukuha mo. Why did you settle for those low? Was it because may trabaho ka pa naman, so parang you were just trying to build maybe a portfolio or a little bit of momentum doon sa side hustle mo na yon? What was the reason behind you not charging, any higher kumbaga than what you were?
Siguro may part dun na hiya, kasi parang wala pa naman akong experience, so parang ba't ako magcha-charge ng malaki, parang gano'n. So parang may belief ako na okey lang ganito naman talaga.
Mhm.
Papatusin ko 'to para magkaroon ako ng portfolio para eventually 'pag nag-apply ako kung merong better opportunities, may maipakita ako na proof na may mga nagawa ako. So
Right.
basically parang kasi nga parang feeling ko nun wala akong karapatan na mag-charge ng gusto ko, kasi yun nga, wala akong experience and hindi ko rin alam talaga kung ano ba yung value nung ginagawa ko. Hindi ko pa siya alam before. Hindi ko alam na baka pala nakatulong yun na kumita sila or something,
Mhm.
gano'n.
Yeah.
Basta sa'kin, I just really wanted extra income and a portfolio. Ayun.
Right, right. And funny you mentioned na parang it was really more of just you saying to yourself na I'm not worth this much just yet,
Mhm.
'di ba? And I'm sure marami siguro, especially those who haven't been exposed to what we teach inside the community and inside the tribe. Baka marami rin na ganun yung thinking nila about themselves right now. So kung kayo yung gano'n, kung kaparehas kayo ni Reg at one point sa kanyang freelance career, let us know sa comments lang if you felt the same way na parang you were having a hard time. We wanna hear from you as well. Ano ba yung mga tumatakbo rin sa isip ninyo? Bakit hindi nyo ma-erase yung mga fees that you were charging o yung mga rates na meron kayo? What were some of the other parang beliefs that you had surrounding yung ganong klase ng career and generally just making money out of online work, Rich?
Other beliefs, yung isa, feeling ko kailangan sobrang dami kong clients na makuha. Kaya apply din ako ng apply.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling ko kasi ano, parang feeling ko hindi ewan ko, parang feeling ko kailangan marami akong ginagawa para maka-earn ako nung mas malaki dun sa kinikita ko sa office. Kung
Right.
gusto kong ma-meet yung goal ko, which is to get out of an office setup, kailangan marami akong makuhang clients para lumaki yung sweldo ko, parang gano'n.
Right, right. Did you also struggle with yung parang ini-equate mo yung value mo with the time that you spend working on with the client or on a task, parang ganon?
Oo, actually funny yun kasi parang 'pag kunyari minsan may mga articles na nadadalian ako, ang bilis ko siyang magawa.
Mhm.
Nagi-guilty ako 'pag ang bilis ko siyang nagagawa, parang sabihin ko, "Parang mali." Although
Oo.
mababa nga yung rate nun compared sa yung mga rates ng mga tao ngayon, gano'n. Parang feeling ko hindi enough, parang kailangan kailangan gawin parang kasi sa office minsan parang kunyari matapos mo yung deliverable ahead of time, parang minsan may connotation na tamad ka, bakit
Yeah.
ang bilis mo, parang gano'n.
Mhm.
Hindi ko pa naintindihan dati yung concept ng
Slacker ka,
yun, oo. Hindi
'di
ko pa
ba?
naintindihan na baka naman kasi kaya mas mabilis ka compared sa iba kasi mas alam mo siya, mas gano'n.
Oo.
Hindi ko pa siya naintindihan dati. So, parang kahit na matapos ko yung isang deliverable, magpupuyat pa rin ako and dahil nga may full-time job ako kinabukasan, sobrang unhealthy na nung lifestyle ko,
Mhm.
as in.
Kasi nga yun, ina-associate mo na yung value that you're getting with the amount of work and probably the amount of time that you're spending for each and every task or client, di ba?
Mm.
I'm not sure why you guys are commenting tribe dito sa page, but whatever that means, hindi ko alam. Sorry, Reg, nalito lang ako kasi parang ang dami nagko-comment ng tribe dun sa page natin. But guys, um, oh, okay. Kaya pala, okay. I
Okey.
didn't see that. Na-miss ko yun Anyway, so may mga comments din tayo, no? Si Carlo sabi niya, portfolio, I feel you. I'm sure siguro si Carlo din, Carlo Zabalat at one point thought the same thing na parang you have to build this body of work that you can show as proof sa mga clients mo or sa mga prospects mo in order for you to be able to succeed sa ginagawa mo. So I guess were those mainly the three things that you struggled with? Yung una, yung you had to have portfolio to show. Pangalawa, yung equated yung value that you charge with the amount of time and work that you put out. Kumbaga, yung output mo has to match yung
Mm,
binabayad sa iyo, parang ganun.
Yes.
Right,
Yun
right.
nga.
Now, let's fast forward. Okay? 2020 na. Okay, sabi mo, you decided to go full time towards the end of the year. So early 2020, you were still working full time, pero you were also trying to work on your freelance career. When did you meron bang aha moment sa'yo during that year, this past year? Was it right as soon as you entered the tribe na, or were you lurking before, nakikinig-kinig na, nagbabasa-basa, nanonood-nood na parang this is slowly making sense to me, parang gano'n. Meron bang gano'n? Ano, what was, in a sense, I just want to know, what was the transition from you, kumbaga, parang yung thinking mo na parang, basta I do this work, this amount of work, I'll get paid this, to finally understanding or realizing, teka, there's a better way for me to, kumbaga, to raise the value of the work that I do. Meron bang ganong moment?
Meron, parang so actually since 2018 nung 2018 ako nag-decide na gusto ko talagang mag full-time freelance. 2019 actually nagkaroon ako ng offer from an agency based in Singapore for full-time remote work. So, 2019 dalawa yung full-time job ko.
Okay.
Isang remote work, isang office-based. Pero 2018 dahil nga puro freelance stuff yung hinahanap ko online, dun ko unang nakita si Chief, si Chief John Pagulayan. Tapos
Mhm.
ayun, ta's parang finollow ko na siya nun ta's ano, parang hindi ako makapaniwala na kaya mong kumita ng gano'n sa freelancing.
Right.
So, pero finollow ko pa rin siya kasi wala lang, tingnan natin baka may matutunan ako. Ta's nakita ko nung nag-open yung actually lahat ng times na nag-open yung tribe, lagi ko tinitingnan yung page, yung how to join, pero never ako sumali kasi medyo skeptic ako dun sa isang part na laging sinasabi ni Chief, yung, hindi mo kailangan ng skill
Mhm.
para magka-premium clients. Na parang yun, so parang nasa isip ko kasi hindi, kailangan mo talaga yung skill, yun yung pinakakailangan mo. Kasi nga
Right.
parang 'di ba, I've put in all of this work to build this portfolio, 'di ba, ta's nagbabasa ako ng resources, so parang papunta na ako, I will have my premium clients, pero kailangan mas magaling ako, kailangan ko pa ng konting practice, parang gano'n. So
Yeah.
never ako sumali, never ako sumali, pero lagi akong nakaabang and then, I joined din yung freelance community nung una siyang nag-start.
Mhm.
Tapos, 2020 I think, so nag-resign na ako dun sa office job ko kasi nga, I really wanted to do some traveling pre-COVID and
Mhm.
then nasa Mindanao na ako nun, early 2020. Parang mga June actually, I think June, hindi ako nakahabol dun sa opening ng tribe nung June, pero nung time na
Yeah.
yun, medyo ano na, malapit na ako, nasa mga 80% na siguro na kasi sabi ko, okey
Gano'n ka
na
na,
oo,
mahuhulog ka na sa
malapit na,
kabila, oo.
malapit na, pero may konting ano pa rin, may konting nagging ano pa rin behind my mind na hindi, kailangan mo talaga mag-aral. Parang bakit instead na mag-invest sa tribe, bakit hindi na lang ako mag-invest sa courses, yung gano'n.
Mhm.
Parang
Right.
mag-invest na lang ako sa mentor sa content writing, gano'n. Pero parang ta's naiinis ako kasi laging lumalabas sa newsfeed ko or lagi ko din kasing tinitingnan since naghahanap nga ako lagi ng better opportunities. Bakit may mga tao na walang experience tapos
Yeah.
sobrang may premium client, sabi ko. Pero nung time na yun may iniisip ko baka tsamba lang, baka swerte lang, alam mo
Yep.
sobrang skeptic.
Mhm.
Ayun, so sabi ko kaya ko din naman yun, pero ano sabi ko pero ako may skill naman. Kailangan ko
Right.
lang na maging mas magaling. 'Pag mas magaling ako, makakakuha ako ng premium client.
Oo.
Yun.
Pero parang nakakainis, 'di ba? Na parang
Nakakainis.
you see those posts of people saying na naka-land sila ng client without any experience, any
Mm.
prior experience whatsoever. Tapos ikaw to, you've
Nag
been working so long to get this skill, kumbaga, mastered. Tapos hindi mo makuha-kuha na mag-charge ng gano'ng kalaki,
mm.
'di
Sobrang
ba?
frustrating. Sobrang frustrated ko nung yun, mga June yun. So, muntikan na talaga ako sumali kasi nga sobrang frustrated ko na.
Mm. Right. Pero what changed? What pushed you over the edge and finally decide na parang, I'm gonna take this leap and I'm gonna start believing that even if I don't have the portfolio, even if wala ako, umaga, basically nothing to show for anything, I can still do this. What pushed you over the edge?
Yung I think yung unang nag-push over the edge sa'kin was, one of my workmates dun sa, full-time work ko dati. she gave me a sideline para web content writing. And then she asked me like, magkano yung i-charge mo? Tapos parang nagbigay lang ako ng random number. Sabi ko, $350, ganun. Tapos
Mhm.
kasi wala pa akong experience masyado sa ganun. Tapos ginawa ko siya. Tapos nagulat ako. Parang I think half day ko lang siya ginawa. Tapos walang revisions. Parang nagustuhan nila. Tapos after nun, parang sabi ko, pwede pala yun. Parang yung kinita ko na yun, parang halos half na siya ng monthly salary ko doon sa full-time job. Tapos
Right.
sabi ko, what if makakuha ako ng 2 or 3, kahit 2 clients lang a week na gano'n din, eh di ba parang that's the dream, parang pwede pala yun. So,
Mhm.
nag-start na ulit ako magbasa sa freelance community. Ta's dun ko nga mas naintindihan yung laging pino-post ni Chief na yung a different kind of freelancing. Kasi before, feeling ko freelancer na ako dahil remote worker ako. But I was
Yep.
still technically an employee. I was still stuck doing overtime, puro Zoom meetings whole day, gano'n.
Mhm.
Tapos yun pala, kaya ko palang kumita ng almost half of my monthly salary with work done in half a day.
Yeah.
Dahil 'di ba, so parang dun talaga ako nag-start na mapaisip. Pero yun nga, hindi ko alam, how do I find more clients like them? Parang gano'n.
Right, right.
One time, big time lang siguro yun. Baka
So
sinuwerte lang.
sa case mo pala, even if you've seen a lot of people do it, which, siguro marami na ring ganito yung nararamdaman being in the community, seeing
Mm.
all of the posts. In your case, you really had to experience it firsthand muna. Na parang talagang ang hirap mo pa paniwalain, ano?
Sobrang
Kailangan experience
skeptic.
mo on your own. Okay. So let's go right into some of the meatier stuff na gustong malaman ng mga nanonood sa atin. This is where we really dissect ano ba yung mga ginawa mo. What steps did you have to take? So ito na, you've made the decision na this is
Mhm.
it. I'm gonna go full steam with freelancing na. I'm gonna try this new approach to it. Okay? You're armed with a little bit of, kumbaga parang self testimonial mo sa sarili mo. And what was the first step that you had to do?
First step that I had to do, actually, funny ba, magtingin kung may opening sa Tribe or parang
Okay?
mag-abang kung kailan yung next. Kasi na-miss ko na nga yung June. So parang sabi
Yep.
ko, shucks, too late. So na-miss ko yung opportunity. So hindi ko alam kung kailan ulit. So nag-try ulit ako maghanap ng mga clients sa ayan, Upwork, sa ganyan.
Mhm.
Kumbaga sabi ko, ayun na naman, same belief do sa dati. Magre-resign na ako sa full-time job ko pag mas malaki na yung kinikita ko dun sa freelancing. Pero ayun, wala pa rin. And then I think end of October, yung nag-open na yung Tribe for
Mhm.
for enrollment. I think basta yung hindi na siya yung katulad nung before na opening. So nag-comment ako kaagad, as in, tas after nun, sabi, a success manager will get back to you. Tas may tinitingnan ko na kasi decided
Aha.
na ako eh. Sobrang frustrated na ako dun sa full-time work ko.
Right.
Ayun. Sobrang sabi ko, no, kailangan may magawa na ako, and the solution is to join Tribe. Kasi 'di ba parang na-realize ko na walang magagawa yung pagiging skeptic ko. I've been skeptic for how many years, and look where it
Mhm.
got me, 'di ba?
Right, right. Cool. Now, before we go any further pala, Reg, I just wanna quickly, especially for the people watching on the page, sa Facebook page, sa community, medyo alam niyo na to. But if you're new to the community as well, itong sinasabi ni Regina na Tribe, I think we have a rolling text down below here in our screen. You can see that. So the Tribe is a paid program where we basically provide lessons, coaching, mentorship, and accountability to freelancers, and help them charge premium rates sa mga prospects nila, and basically turn yung side hustle nila of freelancing into a full-time service business, kumbaga. So, if you're the type of person who's watching right now na feeling mo para kang si Reg na you're fed up with the typical 9 to 5, or maybe you're a remote worker or remote employee, and you feel like there's more, kumbaga, to your career than what you're doing right now, we would love to find out if you guys are a good fit with us, to work with us, and if we can help you achieve the same sort of freedom and yung, kumbaga, yung sort of career path that Reg is taking right now. So if you're super interested, kagaya ni Regina, you can comment below. I'm sure you guys already see. Just comment with the word Tribe, and we will make sure to have a member of our team, one of the success managers, reach out to you para kausapin kayo and see if we can make a good fit, sabi ko nga, with the tribe and you. Going back, so Reg, you were part of the tribe na. Obviously, being part of a community doesn't solve the problem right away. Hindi naman yung parang magic, nag-enroll ako today, tomorrow, everything has changed, I'm getting clients left and right, diba? Before siguro kita tatanungin what were the next steps that you had to take, what were the realizations mo nung nasa loob ka na? Na parang, were there moments na parang, finally nandito na ako, pero at the same time, I'm still a bit lost, hindi ko pa rin exactly alam kung anong gagawin ko. What did you feel initially when you finally were part of the tribe?
Syempre yung una excited talaga as in parang finally. So parang nag-decide akong seryosohin tong freelancing career ko. And now I'm here. So no excuses. Kumbaga, whatever I have to do, whatever, I will really start it with an open mind. Parang ganun. Kasi nga, I've been skeptic for so long. Sabi ko, kailangan gagawin ko to with an open mind. So, ita-take in ko yung learnings and i-apply ko. Like, I will really be committed to it. Tapos ayun. Siguro yung mindset ko yung unang nagbago. Kasi, I started seeing the success stories and then mas sinapuso ko yung mga tinuturo ni Chief na first yung nalaman ko na hindi yung parang know your worth, know your value, parang hindi tsaka parang para kanino ba yung ginagawa natin, 'di ba? Parang hindi naman para sa parang gusto natin na suportahan yung family natin, gusto natin to spend more time with loved ones. Mas nalaman ko yung parang deeper purpose ko, yung why ko. Parang bakit ko ba 'to gustong mangyari? Ba't ko nga ba gustong mag-freelancing? So parang nung mas na-internalize ko siya, mas madali na mag-act on it. Plus ayun, tas yung mas naging open-minded talaga ako na yung tipong hindi yung pagiging skeptic ko, iiwan ko na siya. Kasi nga it didn't work for me. So baka alam mo yun, baka going into this with an open mind, it might work this time. Parang ganun.
And I believe parang fast forward, work it did for you, di ba? Anyway, pero I wanna go into the details nga. May mga tanong tayo dito. We'll try to answer that later. Novi, stay tuned. Medyo may magandang sagot tayo sa question mo. Pero, so Reg, part of the tribe na, let's go into the details of what you had to do. What was the first step that you had to take na nung nasa loob ka na ng tribe in order to get away from what you were currently doing, charging barya-barya for your work? What was the first thing that you had to, was there anything that you had to change? Was there anything that you learned specifically na ginawa mo once you were inside?
Yung pinakauna kong ginawa talaga, naalala ko, was to niche down, to choose my market, choose my skill. Like, before pa ako sumali sa tribe, nakikita ko na siya lagi. Hindi ko lang din siya ginagawa kasi nga skeptic ako. Parang hindi ko kasi maintindihan bakit ko kailangan pumili ng isa lang. Ang paniniwala ko kasi since marunong ako magsulat, marunong ako mag-layout, bakit hindi ko na lang i-offer lahat para mas marami akong makuhang clients? Parang yun na naman yung belief ko dati, na mas madaming clients, mas iba't kita niyo yung difference. So, hindi ko siya ginagawa. Pero dahil nga sabi ko sa sarili ko, okay, I invested na, kailangan i-invest ko din yung time ko and yung effort. So, yun yung una kong ginawa, mag-niche down. At sobrang nahirapan ako, hindi siya madali. Pero na-realize ko din na, okay, hindi dapat ako mag-overthink. Gawin ko na lang siya. Alam mo yun, parang, kasi if masyado akong mag-dwell or try ko i-justify na mahirap mag-niche down, mahirap pumili ng market, lalong walang mangyayari. So, yun yung una kong ginawa. Sinulat ko siya sa notebook, as in pen and paper. Tapos, una kong ginawa, LinkedIn. In-update ko yung LinkedIn ko. Ayun, so, doon pinili ko na yung offer ko na, ayun, content marketing for, hindi pa nga siya yung super niche down eh. Sabi, ano pa lang siya noong una, content marketing for B2B businesses. Tapos sabi nung mga ka-tribe ko nga, may ini-niche down pa yan. Tapos nasa isip ko, meron pa ba? Parang wala na. Sobrang hirap na hirap ako. Pero ayun, finally, I came to, yun nga, content writing for B2B tech and SaaS businesses. So, ayun, so yun yung una ko talaga ginawa. And nung nagawa ko siya, sobrang feeling ko, may na-accomplish ako. Kasi nga, ilang years ko na siyang nababasa na kailangan mag-niche down ka. You have to choose your market, have to choose your skill. Tapos hindi ko siya ginagawa. And then, yun, nung ginawa ko na siya, parang, ano ba yung feeling? Parang enlightened.
Yeah.
Parang mas nagka-direction na ako. So, I started after nun, sumali ako ng mga Facebook group.
Okay. Now,
Yun.
before we go to
Mhm.
that, kasi you're talking about trying to find na itong mga market at yung ideal market mo, no? So, I just want to go back. So, the first thing that you had to do, and para sa mga nanonood, ito na yun, we're gonna reveal exactly what she did. Okay, so first thing she had to do was to choose a specific market to serve. Okay. Now, we're not saying naman na this is the only way to do it, di ba? Some people focus on a current skill that they're offering already, tas parang doon sila nag-uumpisa. Pero in your case, you really had to, choose a market that you wanted to serve. Step number 1. How important do you think that step is sa nangyari sa'yo, Reg?
How important? Important siya kasi mas na-set niya yung direction kung saan ko gustong pumunta. Parang ganun. Kasi before, ang dami kong ino-offer para lang more chances of winning. Parang ganun.
Right.
Yun yung mindset ko kasi before. Mag-offer ka na writing, mag-offer ka ng design. May dadating na madaming kailangan. So marami ka makukuhang clients. Pero yun, kaya din ako hirap talaga mag-narrow down ng market. Pero nung napili ko na siya, mas nagkaroon ako ng clear-cut direction kung saan ako papunta. Sino ba yung mga tao na tutulungan ko? Sino yung mga tao na kailangan kong makilala? So, parang mas nagkaroon ng clear direction. Hindi na ako sabog. Hindi na ako sabog na umaasa na lang sa parang more chances of winning. Parang loto.
Oo, kasi parang medyo parang you're hoping basically that the people or the prospects that you meet would need the skill that you already have, di ba? As opposed to, this is just my take on it. And, there's been lots of talks about this. Pero for me, the reason why we pick the market first nga is because it makes it easier for us to focus on that group of people and find out what they need exactly. Okay? So, that's step 1. Step 2, Reg, anong ginawa mo? So, now that you've identified a group of people, a market that you wanted to serve, what was step number 2 for you?
Yung step 2 na ginawa ko was to look for them.
Okay.
So, parang aside from, syempre, yun nga, nabanggit ko kanina, I optimized my LinkedIn profile, ganyan. Pero, hindi naman kasi siya talaga, parang hindi naman sila lalapit basta-basta. Lalo na kung gusto ko talaga silang tulungan, I would have to know more about them. So, sabi ko, saan ko ba mahanap tong market ko? Diba? So parang, and then I joined a lot of Facebook groups, I joined communities, I did research. Ano ba yung mga problems nila? Ano ba yung mga kailangan nila? Ganun. So parang, although content writing nga ako, ganun, what if hindi naman pala yun yung kailangan nila?
Right.
Ayun.
So is it safe to say, Reg, na in essence you you immersed yourself rather in the market that you wanted to serve? Parang ganun ba siya?
Yes, Tito Ron. As in, gusto ko kasi talaga malaman. I mean, yung belief ko ngayon, sobrang iba na doon sa belief ko dati. Yung belief ko ngayon ay para makagawa ko ng magandang trabaho, para matulungan ko sila, kailangan maintindihan ko muna sila.
Right.
Yun.
Right. Exactly. So first step, let's just go back. I want to make sure that this is super clear to everyone. First step for Reg was to choose a market to serve. Number 2 was to get to know the market. And ito siguro yung isang part na a lot of people struggle with kasi medyo mahirap din, di ba, Reg? To be able to immerse yourself in the market that you chose. Kasi, yun nga, sabi mo, one of the key challenges is to find out kung nasan sila. And sa tribe, tinuturo sa atin to. You need to find out where your market is. And there are many platforms. In your case, sabi mo, nag-focus ka sa anong platform?
Facebook groups.
Facebook groups, okay. Was it because it was easier to find your target market there, or any specific reason why you focused on Facebook groups?
First reason, siguro tama na rin, Tito Ron, na madali kasi maghanap ng Facebook groups. Like, pero yung isa ding reason doon, kasi parang based sa research ko, Facebook groups kasi yung parang easiest way for people of the same, whether it's an industry or same hobby or something, to band together.
Yeah, parang nagko-congregate na kasi sila doon, di ba?
Parang ang daling gumawa ng group. Basically, there's a group for everything. So parang kahit sa dogs ko nung una ako nagkaroon ng dog, sumali ako agad ng dog group to get advice, to get, ayun. So parang, ang dami ko naging friends dahil doon. So, ayun, parang medyo proven sa akin yung effectivity ng Facebook groups. So, yun. Ang dami ko sinalihan, parang in one night, 10. Hindi ko alam.
Yeah. And did you just search using keywords of the market that you wanted to serve? Yun lang ba yung, is it super simple, just a matter of searching mga SaaS companies ba yan or, B2B companies? Paano mo exactly inanap tong mga groups na to?
So yung first, nabanggit niyo na po, so nag-search ako sa Facebook. Nag-search ako sa Facebook and then nagpunta rin ako sa mga magazine sites like Forbes, gano'n na parang, where do B2B entrepreneurs hang out? Parang gano'n. Tapos what
Okay.
are the top Facebook groups, gano'n. So, tapos tinignan ko lang
Oh,
lahat, gano'n.
I see. So a little bit of research there outside of outside of yung typical na mga ginagawa rin. So just look at articles, find out kung saan nagko-congregate yung market mo. Okay, next step. Reg, after nun, you've identified nandito sila, what did you have to do next?
Yung next na ginawa ko, so yun nga, nakapag-identify na ako ng market, kilala ko na sila, alam ko na kung nasan sila.
Mhm.
Pero hindi ko pa rin kasi alam kung ano yung kailangan nila.
Right.
So, I started spending more time dun sa groups. Nagbabasa lang ako, tinitingnan ko, ano yung usual na pinopost nila. And then, if feeling ko makatulong ako, nagko-comment lang ako, ganun. Parang,
Right.
comment lang, like, minsan may nagtatanong, give me feedback on this landing page, ganyan, or give me feedback on this case study. Ayun, magko-comment ako, magbibigay ako ng feedback. Ayun, so medyo may mga nakaka-chat ako, ganun. So
Yep.
parang, mas inano ko lang talaga, mas ang purpose ko nun for engaging sa groups, gusto ko makita kung may pattern, nung lagi nilang tinatanong. Siyempre, iba-iba naman sila ng tanong talaga, pero
Right.
laging merong umuulit eh. For sure, parang, ayun, may pattern pa rin.
And why was that important to you? Why did you have to learn kung merong something common na nag-arise na concern or challenge nila?
Important siya sa akin kasi ito na yung napili ko na market. So parang hindi naman kasi, 'pag hindi ko alam kung ano yung kailangan nila, hindi ko parang hindi ko maka-craft ng ayos yung offer ko, parang gano'n. Hindi ko sila
Mhm.
matutulungan ng ayos kung hindi ko alam kung anong kailangan nila. Nung college kasi natutunan din namin parang kunyari may mga scientists, 'di ba? May scientists and farmers. Usually these scientists, they feel that this is the solution
Mhm.
without even talking to the farmers. Ang dami-dami pang factors. So parang kailangan makinig ka muna do'n sa target audience mo, target clients or target market. Ano ba
Mhm.
yung kailangan nila? Hindi yung magpipilit ka. Hindi ko yung sasabihin ko na, "Writer ako, I will" gano'n yung ginagawa ko dati sa Craigslist, eh.
Yeah.
Parang
Yeah. So
parang ito yung kaya kong gawin.
bawal lang assumptionista pagdating sa ganitong trabaho, tama ba? You can't
Opo.
assume. Oo.
Kasi what if hindi naman yun yung kailangan nila? So parang walang sense na ipilit.
Right, right. So I'll just jump in really quick. We've gotten 3 steps so far. Well, 4 kung kasama yung pag-join sa tribe. Pero we're not gonna count that because these steps naman after joining the tribe, you guys can do this even if you're not in the tribe. Yun ang kagandahan. So 1, find out or determine, choose a market. Number 2, find out where they are. That's super important. Number 3, learn what their challenges are. That's inside that segment of the market, probably that you chose. Now that you know the problem, sabi mo nga, the next thing, the reason why you wanted to know their problem and you wanted to find out ano yung mga common concerns that are coming up was because you wanted to craft an offer. Tama ba? Craft an offer. Can you talk a little bit about that? Gaano ka-importante yung offer na yan? And, teka, context. A lot of people are probably already seeing this, lalo na yung nasa community, guys. You always see people coming up with yung line na ganito, I help blank generate whatever result it is that they're indicating, blah, 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 di ba? Using ganitong skill, whatever. So that's what we call the offer statement. Tama ba ako, Reg? Am I making sense? Okay.
Yes.
So, why is it important for you as a freelancer to really focus on honing or really improving that offer? Yung statement mo na yon.
Important siya sa'kin kasi I think for freelancers everywhere din kasi it will really say a lot about you and how genuine you are to serve yung market
Mhm.
na napili mo. Kasi yun nga parang puwede ka kasing parang in reality puwede ka naman talaga mag-offer ng kahit na ano, sa kahit na anong market. Pero yun nga again, hindi naman kasi yun yung kailangan nila. What if hindi yun yung kailangan nila?
Right.
So, if you want to stand out, if you want to ano ba, if you really want to get yung clients na gusto mo din, you really have to be genuine in wanting to help them by
Mhm.
targeting kung ano yung kailangan nila, ano yung pain points nila, ano yung needs nila.
Yeah.
Kasi dun nila mas makikita yung value mo, yung value na kaya
Mhm.
mong ibigay. 'Pag nakikita nila kung paano mo sila matutulungan, hindi yung kung ano lang yung kaya mong gawin. Dati
Right.
kasi nandun ako, eh, ito yung kaya kong gawin,
Mm.
so hire me. Ngayon, sobrang iba na niya ngayon, ito yung kaya kong gawin for your business. I can
Mhm.
help you with this
Right.
part of your
Right.
business, parang gano'n.
And I think the one thing I noticed dun sa pagkakasabi mo nun is you shifted your focus from you as a person providing service kasi dati ka mo.
Mm,
This is what I do, this is what I can do, ito yung mga tasks that I can do
mm.
for you so you can pay me to do those tasks. To ang shift mo is to you're a market, you're a person that I want to help out, and this is what your problems are based on you, what you're saying. Ito yung sinasabi mo na problema mo. And so therefore, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to help you solve these problems. Tama ba? Parang
Yes,
ganun siya.
gano'n
Okay.
talaga
So,
siya.
and that's what the offer statement is all about, right? It's articulating to your market. Kumbaga, kung anong klaseng problema yung sinusolve mo for them. And ang kagandahan nun, if you do the step, yung previous step right, which is communicate and build relationships with that market and talk to them and ask them questions, then may bala ka dun sa offer statement mo. Kasi essentially, what you're gonna put on there are the things na sinabi nila sa'yo. Tama ba?
Yes.
So parang nire-regurgitate mo yung problema na sinabi nila. Okay?
Parang alam ko na kung ano yung kailangan niyo.
Right,
Alam ko din
exactly.
kung paano kayo tulungan.
Oo,
Gano'n.
if they say it, it must be true, sabi nga nila. Pag sila nagsabi, it's probably true. Now, pause lang ako ng konti. I hope, guys, if you're watching, are you guys learning quite a bit dito sa usapan namin, sa kwentuhan namin ni Reg? Because if you notice, we're really just drilling down on some of the super important steps that need to be taken in order to position yourself as an expert, as someone who really knows what you're doing. Lalo na kung nag-freelance work ka or service provider ka. This is the secret. Kumbaga, we're taking out or we're basically nire-reveal namin yung secret for those of you who are watching. And these are the beauty of this is you can easily, like after this interview, guys, you want to try it out, you can take action on some of these things. So pwede nyo gawin kaagad. Yan. Cool. Now, nasa na tayo? Choose a market, find out where they are, start talking to them, finding out what their problems are, crafting your offer. What's next? Anong next na gagawin, Reg?
Yung next ko na ginawa, kapalan yung mukha.
Okay. Dahil, ba't kailangan ka pala ng mukha?
Kasi nag-start na ako na so ang ginawa ko na nun, so may offer na ako, parang wala namang mangyayari 'pag yung offer na yun ay iniwan ko lang na nakasulat sa LinkedIn profile ko or sa dun nga sa pen and paper, sa Post-it ko na nakadikit pa rin sa tabi ng laptop ko until now, wala namang mangyayari. So,
Mhm.
I had to, since may connections na naman ako na na-start ma-build, ayun nag-start na ako na mag-connect pa lalo. So, I would I would actually look for specific people na kunyari they could have posted something or question, nakapag-engage na siguro ako with them. Basta I
Mhm.
would ang ginagawa ko na every night, nagle-list down ako ng mga tao na ta-target ang pangat pakinggan na sila yung mga gusto kong kausapin, ayun. Kasi sila
Right.
yung mga nakapag-express na may need sila sa ganito or medyo naka-engage ko na and I've been, continuously talking to them.
Mhm.
So, kailangan ko na lang na makipag-connect pa sa kanila and then actually, paano ba, actually dissect more kung ano yung kailangan
Mhm.
nila and then tsaka ako magpo-propose ng strategy if ever, parang gano'n.
Right,
Yun yung
right.
next na ginawa ko. So, more on individual connecting na.
Mhm. So at this point, what you're trying essentially to do is to validate na yung offer mo, tama ba? Kumbaga you're
Parang
putting together the pieces. Kasi essentially, by the way, may question, magandang question ni Dave Conti, which I'll touch on a little bit later. Pero what I'm getting from what you're saying, Reg, is initially kasi you're just kind of, finding out, nakikinig ka lang, you're listening, you're taking down notes of what challenges are arising sa market mo. Pero after that, once you've crafted the offer na, syempre, hindi naman perfect offer yun eh. Hindi naman kaagad kakagatin ng tao yung ino-offer mo, kumbaga, na solution. So what you want to do is you want to validate that offer by going deep into your market. Is that right? So parang gusto mo, parang alamin ko pa yung details of what they're really struggling with, ganun. So what sort of activities is involved when you're doing that na, yung nagva-validate ka na ng offer mo for your market? What are some of the activities that you had to do?
Some of the activities that I had to do to validate my offer was, ayun, syempre part dun yung connecting talaga. Like, talagang makikipag-usap ka dun sa makikipag-usap.
Yep.
And then, as in, tapos, nagtatry din, after nun parang, ini-invite ko silang mag-call.
Okay.
Kasi parang...
Sa tribe, we call that, what do we call that invitation to a, what kind of meeting is that?
Discovery call.
Yo, DC. So, sa mga nakikinig, we call it a discovery call. And for good reason, kasi we're trying to discover more about the business during those calls. Tuloy mo, Reg. Sorry.
Pero ayun, more on in-interview ko lang muna sila either through chat, lalo na kung may current relationships na kami. I interview them, I ask questions. I ask a lot of questions. And then, kasi aside sa gusto ko naman talaga sila tulungan, gusto ko din talaga malaman ano pa ba yung mga kailangan nila. So parang kasi kung ito yung market ko, kailangan ko malaman kung ano yung mga yung nitty-gritty, yung smallest details talaga.
Yeah.
So I would really ask a lot of questions para madami ako malaman tungkol sa kanila. And then after that, pag feeling ko na sobrang engaging na nung conversation namin, niyayaya ko na lang sila na, parang if you want, we can hop on a call. Kasi after nun, sila naman yung nagtatanong sa akin eh. Kasi parang sila na, ba't ang dami kong tinatanong?
Oo, naka-curious din sila.
Naka-curious sila. So parang, so what do you do? Tapos doon ko na sabihin yung offer ko. Na parang, so actually, I help B2B. Basta pangit pa yung offer ko dati. Parang I help B2B businesses. Wala pa yung tech, wala pa din yung SaaS. Parang sabi ko lang, I help B2B businesses convert, parang yung convert, ano pa yung term ko noon. So mali pa siya compared sa offer ko ngayon. So parang, tapos na-realize ko lang naman siya after namin mag-call na hindi naman na parang may igaganda pa pala yung offer ko. Pero after namin mag-call, dun ko mas nalalaman na yun nga, ito yung kailangan nila. Ito yung tamang term, parang gano'n, na parang, although sinasabi kasi ng iba, hindi naman daw important yung terminologies, gano'n. Pero usually kasi if you're talking to someone very specific na gusto mong tulungan, and they're very specific on what they need, kailangan very specific ka din and very clear ka din in explaining what you can do to help them alleviate that need. Parang
you know what? I love what you said there. And this is one of the things na most people miss when they're validating their offer is natumbok mo eh. You hit it right on the head, kumbaga, yung nail. A lot of times, it has to do with making sure that you're articulating the problem the way that they're saying it. Diba? Kung minsan, we craft the offer thinking that this is something that's gonna resonate with my target market. Not knowing na we may have missed a word or two. Yung example mo, na yung word na convert, it could be na ang the way they describe yung convert is get more customers, diba? It could be increase sales rather than say convert, diba? So it's super important that you incorporate that into your offer statement. Kasi if you're talking in their language, then it's a lot easier for them to understand you and it's a lot easier for them to relate to you. So I think that's what you said right there is super spot on talaga. Anyway, I want to go really quick to the comments. Guys, by the way, reminder, if you're watching and you're learning dito sa back and forth namin ni Reg, bukod sa nag-enjoy kayo na nakikinig sa amin, but if you're learning, let us know ano yung mga key takeaways niyo sa session na to. But I want to go really quick to this question ni Dave Conti. Okay. Reg, ikaw papasagutin ko nito.
Sige po.
Sabi niya, how can a newbie craft an offer statement if there is nothing to craft?
Wow, lupit na.
Pero alam ko, medyo nasagot na natin siya. But if you want to go back, paano ka gagawa ng offer statement? If there is nothing, newbie ka, wala kang experience, wala kang kaalam-alam. where do you get the words that you put in that offer statement, Reg?
Okay, I think yun nga, sabi nga ni Tito Ron, medyo na-touch na namin yun kanina. So, babalik tayo doon sa steps talaga. May purpose talaga siya kung bakit ganun yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng ginawa ko. Choose a market. Choose a market. Choose who you want to serve. Choose who you want to help. And you don't have to get it right naman the first time. Yun din yung isa sa mga natutunan ko. You don't have to get it right the first time. Pero choose a market and try to be as specific as you can be. And then, after that, know more about your market. Kasi pag hindi mo alam kung ano yung kailangan ng market or nung specific group of people, hindi ka talaga magkakaroon ng offer na ika-craft. Magkakaroon ka lang ng offer na ika-craft. Kasi offer mismo, ibig sabihin something na ibibigay mo eh. Kailangan malaman mo kung ano yung ibibigay mo doon sa group of people. So, paano mo malalaman kung ano yung ibibigay mo doon sa market na yun? By knowing more about them, by doing your research, by engaging with them, if ever, by asking questions. Basically, kailangan alam mo talaga eh, ano yung kailangan nila? Ano yung kailangan nila? Ano yung mga buwabagabag sa kanila? Paano mo sila matutulungan? And doon mo makacraft yung offer mo.
Yeah.
Hindi naman talaga pinupulot yung offer basta-basta. Like, hindi siya mag-a-appear. Kailangan, kailangan talaga na, ayun, alamin mo muna kung ano yung kailangan ng market mo. Kasi doon mo malalaman kung ano yung i-offer sa kanila. Ganyan.
Right. And if I may add, the best thing to do to find out what to offer someone is by asking them. Di ba parang sa date, pag nakikipag-date ka, Reg, di ba sa boyfriend mo, parang, oh, saan mo gusto kumain?
Kahit
Diba?
saan.
As simple, no, yes, madalas ka nagsagot. Pero if they really want something, as simple as a question of, what do you want to eat, gives you the insight on what they're thinking, di ba? Ano yung gusto nila? Diba, this night, gusto niya ng burger. Or this next time naman. Kasi iba-iba rin eh, di ba? It might differ. Pero yun, I always say the best way to find out what they need is by asking the market itself. No amount of research will equate to the validity of an answer that comes from the market that you want to serve. O, di ba? Parang pwedeng i-quote yun O, di ba?
Tapos,
sige,
tama.
Dredge,
Ay, dadagdag ko ng Tito Ron doon sa sinabi mo. Yun nga, parang the best way is to ask them. Kasi minsan, pag may nagchat-chat sa akin, ngayon kasi nagkaka-inbound leads na ako from LinkedIn. Pero minsan kasi sasabihin nila parang, I need ganyan-ganyan. I need a writer, usually yun lang. Tapos ang nire-reply ko, before, kung yung mindset ko dati, sasabihin ko, okay, I'm a content writer, I can do this for you. Pero ngayon, ang tinatanong ko na parang, what exactly are you aiming for? Parang, kasi, di ba parang, bakit mo kailangan ng writer? Ano yung reason behind it? Like, do you want more organic leads? Do you want to retain your clients? Parang ganun. So, mas inaalam ko na kung ano yung, bakit nila kailangan ng writer.
Right.
And baka naman kasi, yung feeling nila na kailangan nila, baka may kadugsong pa pala na iba na, minsan kasi akala nila, kailangan nila yung isang bagay, pero, may deeper need pa pala na kailangan. Parang gano'n.
So parang may layers pa, kumbaga. And oftentimes, the way they describe it din, kuminsan, is they're describing not exactly the problem that they want to solve, but what they think will solve the problem for them.
Ayun.
Parang gano'n, di ba? So oftentimes din, kung hindi nila alam kung ano yung problema nila, you're gonna have to guide them in determining kung ano talaga yung root cause kung bakit nila sinasabi na kailangan nila ng writer, ba't nila kailangan ng Facebook ads expert, ba't nila kailangan ng email marketer, di ba? Because, yun nga, tama ka dun, Reg. Baka hindi nila na-realize na pag kumbaga, you go really deep into it, baka sabihin nila, ay, hindi naman pala yung writer ang kailangan ko. Di ba? Anyway, that's a super, super useful tip right there. So, teka, parang tahimik na yung chat natin. Pero may question tayo. Okay, before we go into the next step ulit. Kasi I really want to make sure na at the end of this session, okay, at the end of this, parang Q&A na ang ginawa natin dito na people watching can go out and actually start doing what you did. Okay, yung tipong, even if it's just the first step of determining a market that you want to serve, Kung ma-accomplish nila yan today or within the week, then that's a big leap for them already. So, balik tayo. Anna Lavinia from the community asks, what if you already know your market's problem, but you have no idea how to solve it or you don't have the skill yet? Ooh, gandang question, Reg. Paano
Oo nga.
nalaman mo na nga, na-unearth mo na yung problem ng market? Pero, as many of us, we're not exactly super confident na we have the skills to solve that problem for them. Anong gagawin mo?
Yung sa akin kasi yung sinabi mo kanina, you already know what your market's problem is. Actually, yan yung magse-set apart sa'yo from other freelancers or from other people na gustong maka-work yung client na yun. The fact that you know your market's problem, yun na yung plus point mo because you will be more genuine in helping that person. Alam mo yun, parang ako ang na-realize ko kasi dahil nga ako dati puro skill-based, parang yun nga, parang yun, dun ako skeptic before kasi feeling ko kailangan ko maging super galing sa isang bagay. Pero
Right.
karamihan ng alam ko ngayon, natutunan ko lang naman siya nung ginagawa ko na siya. Alam mo yun, parang lalo na sa mundo ngayon, parang hindi na tayo kulang sa resources eh. There are resources for everything. Pero the fact na alam mo yung problem ng market mo, yun yung magtuturo sa'yo kung ano yung dapat mong gawin and kung paano gawin yun.
Right.
The fact na nalaman mo kung ano yung problem ng market mo, yun na nga yun yung mas malaking step. Kasi yung ibang tao, they can have the skills, they can have all of the skills, but if they don't know kung ano yung problem ng market and if hindi nila ma-dissect yun, wala ring mararating yung skill nila. Parang yun.
Right. Okay. Well, hindi naman siguro walang mararating.
Wala mararating.
Sobra naman.
Ang
Meron
harsh
naman.
pala.
Kasi marami namang nagde-deploy ng skill to be paid, either hourly or based on a project, etc. Pero what we're essentially talking about here is yung being able to position yourself as someone who delivers a lot of value to the people that you're serving. So disclaimer lang yung sinasabi namin ni Reg dito, it's not the only way
Harsh
to
pala,
earn.
sorry.
Oo, hindi naman to yung super this is just the only way. Kasi pwede naman, I mean, people have been living off of being masters of a certain skill, etc., di ba? Nagagawa naman siya. Kaya lang what we're trying to say is if you're able to understand some of the principles na share ni Reg dito, then you could better position yourself dun sa market na gusto mong i-serve. Okay, may sagot din si Gerson para kay Hannah. Sabi niya, that's where a community like the tribe can help. Yes. It may be parang ano ba yun tawag doon? Parang masyado mong inaangat yung tribe. But yeah, in all honesty, that's where a group of people that's got your back, kumbaga, who's backing you up, will play a very important role. Kasi then you can learn, you can ask advice from somebody na expert na sa ganitong klase ng market or skill or whatever it is that you're trying to solve. So if you have people backing you up like that, kaya it's so important din, Reg, di ba? Na you're part of a group of people, whether it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be the tribe. It could be the free community. It could be your own community, diba? That acts as a resource for you when you need it. But it's important that you're part of a group. Hindi mo talaga, medyo mahirap pag mag-isa. Tama ba?
Mahirap talaga. Kasi before wala namang nakaka-relate sa akin. Parang gano'n.
Oo,
Wala akong nakakausap. Pero ngayon, meron akong pwede akong mag-consult, gano'n.
Yun.
Ayan.
Nice. Anyway, si Dave may tanong pa siya. Parang ang sarap sagutin. These are good questions, ha? Sabi ni Dave, paano po pag ang need nila ay need ng figure kagaya po ng sa lead gen na 200 per month na leads? The way I get it, Dave, is yung client needs 200 leads per month. Okay? Possible po ba yun o maghahanap na lang muna ng proof? Parang medyo na-lost ako doon ng konti. So, are you asking, ang tanong ni Dave, I think, is hahanapan ka ba niya ng proof that you're able to generate that much lead para sa isang past client or something? I don't know. Clarify that question for us, Dave, para masagot namin ng maayos. Pero, just really quickly, just want to answer that din, hoping na ito yung ibig niya sabihin. So, Dave, if your question is, if you encounter a business that's asking you to generate a certain figure whether it's leads or sales or whatever. Okay. Um, there's um, there's a step in what we're doing sa loob ng tribe where you ask certain questions so that you understand kung ano yung mga ano ba, like past performance of certain campaigns nitong mga businesses. um that's where you can determine whether what they're asking for is something that you can deliver or not. Ang kagandahan kasi nito, Dave, if you're after you've talked to that prospect, tinanong mo na sa kanya lahat ng tanong na kailangan mong malaman, and you're able to determine na hindi mo kayang i-deliver yung the result, then you can just say, I'm sorry, but I am unable to help you with your problem right now. Diba? And I think that's super important, Reg. I don't know if you
Mm.
agree with me, na hindi rin lang yung tipong, kasi willing na siya magbayad, so I'll just take it. I'll take it anyway. Kahit na suntok sa buwan yung gusto niyang goal, na parang hindi ko naman kaya, 'di ba? Pero sayang magbabayad na siya. So one of the things that, we really tell the freelancers sa loob ng tribe is that make sure din na you're not setting yourself up for trouble
Mm.
or failure. Medyo ano yan, medyo mahabang usapan, Dave,
Oo.
but the way we ensure that is by putting qualifiers on the prospects that we want to work with. Okay.
Mm.
Alam ni Reg yan eh.
Dun
Explain
din
mo
pa
nga ng konti, Reg.
parang ano
Paano ba
din
yon?
ano,
Sige nga.
dun din papasok dito rin yung sinabi natin kanina na yung sa discovery call. So
Mhm.
that's why aside from knowing kung ano yung need nila, you also have to, lalo na pag figure yung binigay, you really have to you really have to know kung, kasi after nag-discover ko, what we usually do or what I do now, kasi natutunan ko, is not just to deliver the deliverable or yung hinihingi nila, but to actually
Mhm.
propose a strategy on how to reach their or how to meet their goal or how to fulfill their needs. Kasi
Mhm.
kumbaga parang, yung sabi nga ni Tito Ron na we have qualifiers, ganun. Kasi that's why we call it a strategy. Kasi hindi lang naman na, yun, ipasok siya doon sa different kind of freelancing na yung binabanggit namin kanina. Hindi lang naman kasi tayo basta, yun nga na parang parang yung sinasabi sa akin before na I need a writer. I ask, uh, parang what are your business goals? What are your business
Mhm.
objectives? And then dun ko makikita kung saan papasok yung skill ko, yung
Mhm.
skill na in-offer ko. So whether it's, kunyari kung yung example ni Dave ay lead gen, gano'n. So, dun ko i-explain na actually ang role ng content writing in lead generation is this. I-explain ko siya
Yeah.
sa strategy na ibibigay ko. And then, dun ko din i-explain na usually you would need this amount of traffic or this amount of assets, gano'n. So, kumbaga, minsan kasi yung mga clients, lalo na pag yung mga top management yung kausap mo, CEOs, gano'n. Babalik doon sa pinag-usapan namin ni Tito Ron kanina na you have to articulate your offer in a way na maintindihan nila. Kasi
Mhm.
minsan you can speak all of the tech talk, gano'n, pero kailangan maintindihan nila in a way na nakikita nila yung effect nun or yung magiging impact nun sa business nila.
Right. Kasi at the end of the day, what they really want to do is to keep the business afloat or increase yung value ng business nila, 'di ba? Um, parang sino ba nagsabi? I think John himself said it. Yung mga naghahanap ng service providers, they don't really need the service,
Hmm.
but they understand that this service is going to lead them into solving a specific problem for their business, which will then give them the result that they want sa negosyo nila, whether it's increasing their sales, getting more leads for their salespeople to close, or getting more repeat customers, etc. Diba? Yun yung, at the end of the day, that's what you really need to focus on. Ano ba dun sa mga bagay na yun yung kailangan talaga nila? Quickly lang, Reg, we're at our 1 hour mark. Okay, pero napapasarap yung kwentuhan natin. But meron akong, obviously, I wanna kind of shift back later dun sa nangyari sa'yo, sa personal
Okay.
experience mo. Pero I just wanna answer this question from Novi Flores. Sabi niya, any suggestions po what skill to learn para maging freelancer? Not so much into social media po, kaso I lost my job and teaching English online is quite tedious and it pays too low. Novi, if you were listening earlier, okay, ang kagandahan nung usapan namin ni Reg so far is we haven't even delved into skills. Hindi pa namin pinag-usapan yung skills. We were talking all about choosing a market, learning what the market needs, crafting an offer, and positioning that offer such that it addresses a problem of your market, and then validating that offer. So Novi, here's my tip. Ewan ko si Rach, magbibigay rin siya ng tip niya. Pero yung tip ko, don't focus on a skill to learn muna. Look for a market to serve. That might be a better route for you. Okay, not saying that that's the only route, ha? Baka naman mabash na naman ako rito eh. Not saying it's the only route. I'm saying it could be a better route, especially for someone who's starting out with zero experience. So, yun ang sagot ko. Reg, do you have any other answers?
Actually, same din yung answer ko kay Tito Ron. Pero yung dadagdagan ko lang ng reason na, yun nga, it might be a better direction for you na unahin mo na mag-choose ng market kaysa mag-focus sa skill. Kasi kung yung kaninang sinabi ko, I used to focus a lot sa skills na kaya kong i-offer sa kahit na anong market. Yun nga, wala akong market before. Pero marami akong skills na sinasabi na kaya ko to. And ayun nga, ang nangyari, parang 2-3 years ako na nagtitiis lang sa yun nga sa clients na super napapagod ako, and then I got paid super low. Pero yung shift kasi nung naging open-minded na ako and nung binago ko yung mindset ko and I chose to choose a market before focusing on the skill, malaki talaga yung difference na nagawa niya sa akin.
Right.
Aside sa way ng pag-work, dun sa yun mismo naging output din. Kasi nga before, I used to focus na, okay, I will do this, for kahit na sino. Kahit na sino. Yun nga, apply ako ng apply sa lahat, di ba? Parang, siguro mabot 10 to 20 in a day.
And here's another pro tip. Parang ginaganaan ako ngayon eh. If you focus on the skill, you're positioning yourself together with 1,000, maybe 1,000,000 other freelancers. Kasi ganun din yung positioning nila. Their positioning revolves around their skill. Pero to be able to differentiate you from the other experts or providers, you want to position yourself around the market that you serve. That creates a huge advantage for you kasi there's very few people who do that. Lalo na dito sa Pilipinas pagdating sa freelancing. So, if you want, kumbaga sabi nga nila, you have to have an edge above everybody else, di ba? Parang kailangan unique ka, kakaiba ka. So, tip, if you want to be different, position your offer na ang focus mo is the market rather than the skill, and let me know how you go. Let us know. Balikan nyo kami kung ano nangyari. Okay. Anyway, medyo past 1 hour na tayo, but I really enjoyed this conversation, Reg. Sabi ko nga, hopefully by the end of the session, maraming na-pick up na yung mga viewers natin on how they can start at least, okay, their freelancing journey, or if they've been doing it for quite some time, kagaya mo, maybe change the way they sell their services or they position themselves. That could be helpful. Pero the other question I wanted to ask, okay, kasi balik tayo sa mga experience mo. So nag-join ka ng Tribe, di ba? And this was something that you shared with me earlier. Siguro, just to end everything, ilang weeks before mo bumalik, sabi mo kasi parang nag-ROI ka immediately as soon as you were in the Tribe. Bumalik din ka agad yung binayad mo to be able to join. Kwento mo nga sa amin yun.
Ano po, sige, 2 days. Actually, 2 days yung ROI ko sa Tribe. Within 2 days. Kasi, nung decided na talaga ako, di ba, nabanggit ko nga kanina, super decided na ako na, ito na yun, babaguhin ko na yung freelancing career ko para aside sa to get premium clients, gusto ko makuha yung lifestyle na gusto ko. I want to spend more time doing things for myself. Parang feeling ko kasi I've been doing a lot of things for clients, for ganyan. Gusto ko din naman may magawa for myself, for my family. So, ayun na nga, nag-open na yung Tribe, tapos nagbayad na ako. Tapos nung time kasi na yun, may ongoing client ako, na yung mga nakukuha ko lang sa mga freelance, And then, after ko magbayad sa Tribe, sakto kasi yun, parang nag-email siya. Tapos na kami mag-DC nun. Siyempre, nababasa ko lang din dati sa freelance community, DC dati. So, after na nag-email siya, parang tinanong niya ako, so, how much nga daw yung sisingilin ko for that for one article lang. Pero ano nila parang pillar. So syempre medyo nahihiya pa rin ako kasi nga again yung belief ko nga na hindi enough na yung parang kailangan may ma-build muna talaga ako na portfolio. Pero sabi ko,
Yeah.
okay, nag-decide na ako mag-join sa tribe eh. So, 'di ba, parang I took the leap. Dapat all in na.
Yeah.
So sabi ko, okay, sige 200 kasi 'di ba around that yung ano, parang 200. So parang sabi ko, parang ano, wala pa siya doon sa mga nakikita kong rate ng mga nagpo-post sa freelance community. Pero never ko pa siya na-experience to be paid that much for something na 3 to 4 hours ko lang gagawin. Then nagulat ako after 2 days, after 2 days ko sumali sa tribe, as in yung magkasunod din na transaction sa PayPal ko. Andun na yung nagbayad na agad, nagbayad na
Nice.
kaagad yung client. So parang ako, okay. So parang yun din yung nakaano ng momentum ko eh. Parang feeling ko nun, yung decision ko lang na mag-join sa tribe kasi it was aside from it being a simple decision, yun din yung nag-propel na nag-iba yung mindset ko talaga, nag-iba yung way ng pagtingin ko sa mga bagay. So sabi ko, since mag-all in naman na ako, 'di ba, gawin ko na to. And then this happened. Parang may results ka agad. So
Yeah.
sabi ko, okay, di na to, momentum na, tuloy-tuloy na to. Kumbaga, game na.
So
Ito na yun.
ROI was that 2 days
2
after?
days. Wala
2
pa akong
days
tribe
after.
nun.
Nice. Cool. And then finally fast forward, ito nga yung big win mo talaga at the start of the year. Let's talk about it. The $3,000 project. When did you get this?
End of December. I think end of December to start of January. End of December nag-start yung mga talks namin.
Okay.
Yeah, di ba mga talks? So ang dami.
And may tanong kasi si Marge, what is involved in itong $3,000 project na to? How much work will you be doing dito? Gaano katagal sa tingin mo i-deliver itong trabaho na to?
Okay. Actually, hindi naman siya madali, pero ang nangyari kasi, nagbigay sila sa akin ng mga kailangan nila. And then sabi ko, sige, let's hop on a call para saan ba tong mga kailangan nyo. And they asked me to give them a quote for per piece rate. And then aside from topic, may kasama din siyang content strategy and then content SEO. So I gave them yung document, and then aside sa hinihingi nila na per piece rate, I gave them a package rate kasi. So parang, syempre binigay ko yung hinihingi nila para, 'di ba, yun yung tinanong nila, so sasagutin ko. But I also decided to give more value, parang gano'n, na kumbaga, alam ko kasi na hindi natatapos. Usually content kasi it's not something na isang beses lang eh. It's really long term, usually. And if you want to help their business, bali yung mga businesses kasi, they want to keep providing value to their clients and to their target market. So syempre gusto ko, doon ako makatulong sa kanila. So, nag-propose ako ng package ng, I think, nag-propose ako ng 10 articles and then 20 articles na package over a span of 3 months. Yun, 3 months.
Okay.
Tapos yun yung pinatos nila, yung maximum na yun. Ito yung nakakatawa doon. Aside sa, kasi sabihin ng iba article, so mahirap siya isulat. Pero one article will only be 600 to 800 words.
Right.
And kaya ko siyang gawin in less 2 to 3 hours. So parang,
nice.
Ayun.
And correct me if I'm wrong, yung ibang articles din dito might be repurposed from other
Yes, actually,
articles na rin?
sir, repurpose talaga yung iba. Like, yung iba galing sa webinars nila, yung kasunod galing sa white paper nila, and then yung isa, bibigyan nila ako ng references. Tapos gagawin ng articles based on those references.
It's really not that much work, kumbaga, for you. Well, it's still substantial work, pero compared to what your belief was before, sabi mo nga, to be able to charge that amount, you probably believed that you would have to be working 14 hours a day para lang ma-charge mo yung 3,000 in a month na yun. No?
Yes, and at the same time, parang nung kausap ko din sila, hindi naman, parang may isa kasi, parang team kasi sila, may isa din na medyo skeptic din siya kasi nga parang Filipino daw kasi ako, so parang bakit daw, di ba, yun yung isa sa mga lagi kong na-receive na inquiries eh. Parang, kaya nga daw sila nag-outsource sa Filipinos para daw makamura.
Yep.
So parang in-explain ko na lang sa kanila na, actually na parang, ayoko na kasing, parang in-explain ko sa kanila na I don't want you to think na I will work 20 hours on this just to make it worth it. Di ba? Parang gano'n. So, sabi ko, I know your needs. I know the instructions. I know the output that you want, and I know I can do. I know I can do the job well. So parang I want you to pay for something that you will really get to use, not just once, but alam mo yun, pwede nilang gamitin siya for for other assets pa.
Yeah.
So parang mas inano ko lang, basically mas i-emphasize ko lang yung value nung hinihingi nila. Na kasi minsan yung clients hindi rin nila alam yung value nung hinihingi nila. Hindi nila alam na yung article na yon na pinapagawa nila sa akin, pwede pa nilang gamitin sa email or sa guide or sa blog, 'di ba? Parang ang dami pang pwedeng, so parang nung pinapa-realize ko lang sa kanila na itong pinapagawa niyo sa akin actually, yung balik nito sa inyo ay higit pa, parang gano'n.
Right. Anyway, I think we're gonna drop the mic here. Ang ganda nung sinabi ni Regina yun sa dulo. I think that speaks to the importance of really knowing your market and making them feel na you're there to help them out and not just get their money, kumbaga. Anyway, I love this interview. I really enjoyed yung kwentuhan natin, Reg. Thank you so much for sharing all that you know sa mga nanonood sa atin, and we hope na mamaya, tomorrow, the following days, we'll have people taking action on those things, and pati sila, malay natin, within maybe a week or so, they'll probably be able to close $200-$300 deals. Anyway, let's just recap, guys, what we spoke about today. Bukod sa making the decision to join the tribe ni Reg, which is hindi kasama, number 1, pick a market to serve. Number 2, find out where they are. Number 3, start having conversations with them to find out kung ano yung kailangan nila. Number 4, craft the offer and then validate that offer. And then present that offer to the market and get clients. Parang ang daling sabihin, di ba? It's not like super easy naman, pero at least you have this framework that you can work with. Kung yun, i-try nyo lang initially and see how you go. But if you're super interested to learn more about, kumbaga in-depth, kung ano yung mga ginagawa na yan, how we start connecting with clients, how do we start conversations with them, what kind of interactions and engagements do we do sa loob ng mga groups. If you're super interested, type the word tribe once again, whether you're watching this live or on replay on Facebook or on YouTube. Let us know if you're super interested. We'll have somebody reach out to you. Just comment with the word tribe, and our success managers will be getting in touch with you sa Facebook Messenger rather. So watch out for those messages that are gonna come in. Thank you, Reg, again for your time. Nag-overtime tayo ng mga 20 minutes, which I'm sure everybody doesn't mind. I don't mind. I hope you don't. And we're super excited for what's in store for you moving forward. Thank you for sharing your story. And sa mga manonood, ito, just a quick announcement. Parang pagtulo, lagi akong hinihingal na kasi ang dami sinasabi. A quick announcement. So on Thursday, instead of doing the usual ask us anything, kasi meron tayong ask us anything every other Thursday, di ba? So we're gonna be featuring some of the skills masters. Okay, kung alam niyo yung skills, that's the skills library, yung training library. So we're gonna pull out some of the course creators doon. And they're gonna be talking about, I don't know, maybe their skills na tinuturo nila. Maybe they're gonna talk a little bit about what we talked about today, kung paano rin nila pinoposition yung mga offer nila to their clients. I'm not quite sure what the whole format is gonna be, but we're definitely excited for that. So if you guys wanna tune into that, we'll make sure to broadcast it where most of you can watch it. And make sure that you guys learn a thing or two from there as well. So with that, we want to thank everyone. Thank you kay Direk, who's helping us, and thank you kay Reg again, and we'll see you guys again soon. Bye.
Thank you.